Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Got some updates. This is some notes. I am currently live in a training seminar with the ATF on their pistol brace rule. And there's been a couple things that I've taken notes on that I know are questions 90% of us have. So I figured I'd stop right now and I will address these because this is big information and it might make your decisions, no matter what they are going forward, easier on you, if you catch my drift. So again, today is day one of their 120-day amnesty period in which you have already, in their words, not mine, you already have an unregistered SBR, you're a felon, you should be doing 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine, but they're gonna go easy on you and let you register these in 120 days tax-free. You won't have to pay that $200 tax. Some quick things that I took that I get a lot of questions of, and I figured I'd bring them to you now. Number one, the Shockwave. They said the Shockwave, while still it's a Gun Control Act item, a GCA item, because it was approved without any attachments, then this rule does not apply to the Shockwave as long as it's in the original state and nothing has been attached. That's a good one there. So it doesn't. This rule doesn't affect the Shockwave as long as nothing's been changed on it at all. And these are just highlights. I might even have to look at my writing and figure out what I wrote. So give me a second here. Can I purchase a brace and a pistol, an AR pistol, or even a lower at the same time on the same transaction? The answer is telling. What they said is basically no, because that would be an SBR via constructive possession, like you just took off the brace. And they're already considering those an SBR. But if you were just buying the pistol brace in and of itself at one time, you can still purchase those. People can still sell those because, in their words, it's a part. So braces are just parts. Can I remove the pistol brace from my firearm and thus immediately be okay under the rule? And while they were not 100% definitive in their answer, what they said is yes, because in and of itself, removal of that brace will not affect the surface area because the buffer tube is required for the cycle of operations. So that, because it's required, the buffer tube in and of itself is not going to be factored in the surface, the rearward surface area. So all you got to do is just take that off and you got an AR pistol. Okay. The second you have something that can be shouldered, then it is an issue. On that timeline, will this rush of applications affect pre-existing applications that still have not been returned? And on that same note, when will these submissions be approved so that we'll, the timeline, people want a timeline. And the ATF was like, yeah, we don't know. We have not established anything, and we won't until we see how many of these applications we're receiving. So they have no timeline on when these will be finished. What constitutes permanent removal? Because if you remember the thing I went over 100 times, you can remove the brace so that it cannot be reattached. So what constitutes permanent removal? And again, they said, in and of itself, if you remove that brace, that's good to go. Can you store them together like in a drawer? Like, here's my firearm with the brace removed and here's the brace next to it? No, because that's constructive possession of an SBR. But you can still have pistol braces because they're not illegal. So if you had, and this was an example they gave, if you had an AR pistol with the smooth buffer tube and later at the range you attach that item because you are using it in the item it was designed, in the way it was designed to be used, then you should be good to go, was his quote. Let's see. Again, removal of they said it like 9 times. There were a bunch of questions being asked about the buffer tube and what if I just remove the brace? So just removal should be good to go. What if I live in a state where NFA items are not allowed? And they said that if you are in one of those states where they cannot approve you because the state has made NFA items illegal, you will be disapproved. A follow-up question, probably 15 minutes after that, was what if I am disapproved for whatever reason? Do I still have options at that time, even if that disapproval comes after the 120-day period? To which the ATF said, we cannot approve you if it would make you unauthorized or illegal in that state, but you still have the option of removing that pistol brace, putting on a 16-inch rifled upper, and then making sure that your overall length is good to go, and you can still convert it to a rifle. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, they also said that you could also destroy the firearm or turn it into ATF as well. Yeah, right. Denial if before told no. Okay. This was a question asked by somebody who, it appeared, had submitted an E-Form 1 for this amnesty period, but it was before today, before the period started. So the question was, will I be denied if I applied or submitted my E-Form before today and I didn't pay my $200? And then what they said was no. So if you are one of the people who jumped the gun to start filing early, and you didn't pay, then you don't have to worry about it. I don't know. They didn't address yet if you would be reimbursed the $200 if you did pay. My guess would be no, because the way the government is, failure to follow directions. What do I do if I am not approved before the 120 days to prove that I have begun the process? And what they said is you need to obtain and keep a copy of your submitted E-Form 1 application. So everywhere you bring that firearm, you're expected to bring that proof because you don't have a stamp yet. People asked about the website stability for E-Forms and how it's questionable at best. And they said they've been doing a lot of testing on it in the last couple of weeks, and that they have increased the ability for more volume. There's a direct path for those who want to submit E-Forms under this rule. It's a big red banner right on the E-Forms website. When it came, the question was rear surface area and how is the ATF going to calculate that? And they really didn't get specific, shocker, because they live in ambiguity and they live in gray area. But what they said is rear surface area and other factors. The other factors they would look at is the weight of the weapon, the overall length of it compared to a rifle version, stuff like that. We've gone over in multiple videos already. Red dots, reflex dots, reflex sights. People said, what about these optics that aren't used for like eye relief or required eye relief for use? And the ATF said those red dots and reflex dots will not be an issue because they're used on like regular pistols and stuff like that, and they don't have the same eye relief. But if you attach things like a thermal, etc., then that would be an indicator that it was designed to be shouldered. The 88-day delay denial question came up, and what they said was that ATF said that we are working with the FBI on open and delayed status individuals, and that more information were to come on that. So it sounded like that they hadn't thought through that whole process yet. And that's just, I don't know, whatever I did, 10, 12 items that came up that shocked me or made me think that other people would want to know that because of the items that I was looking for answers for. And engraving. If the firearm you are registering, should you choose to register, guys and gals, I'm not telling you to register shit. Let's make that plain, okay? But if you do elect to do that, then as long as your firearm has engravings on it, such as maker, caliber, city and state that it was made in. So like if you buy, I don't know, whatever, Bushmaster, if it says Bushmaster in the city and state, all those markings will be good. Another question that I took note of is, what if I register my lower as an SBR, but I have multiple uppers for it? And they said, register that upper as what it says on that lower. So if it says 223 or 556, register it that way. And in the comments, you would mention that there are multiple caliber uppers associated with this lower, so you're good to go. Again, I am not a proponent for registering jack. I hold out hope. I believe this will be stopped by a judge, hopefully within 120 days from today. That is my hope, and I will be working with every group that is looking to get this done legally in the courts so that the ATF is stopped dead in its tracks. But that's things that I thought you should know or would want to know after sitting through this ATF training seminar on the pistol stabilizing brace rule factoring criteria BS. Guys and gals, that's all I got for right now. I am working on an update to a video that is probably my most requested video to do an update on, and stay tuned to that. I think you'll like it. It'll be out this afternoon. Guys and gals, until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. I will see y'all on the next one. Take care. Is that an SBR now? See ya.